Imagine paying $5 for a bottle of water that costs just $1 outside the airport. Sounds like a scam, right? But what if I told you there's actually a reason behind it? And it's not just water, coffee, sandwiches, snacks. Almost everything inside an airport costs way more than it should. Most people think airports simply charge more because they can. But the real story is much more interesting than that. Because when you buy something at the airport, you're not just paying for the product, you're paying for something hidden, something most travelers never even notice. To understand why airport prices are so high, we first need to understand one simple business rule that changes everything. The moment you pass airport security, everything changes. You're no longer shopping in a normal market. At that point, you can't simply walk outside to find a cheaper coffee or a cheaper bottle of water. Economists call this a captive market, where customers have very few alternatives, and when people have fewer choices, businesses gain more pricing power. But here's the surprising part. This isn't even the biggest reason airport prices are so high, because behind every airport shop, there's another cost most travelers never think about. And once you see those hidden costs, airport prices suddenly start making a lot more sense. So where does all that extra money actually go? The answer starts with one of the most expensive pieces of real estate in the world. The biggest reason isn't the coffee or the sandwich, it's the space they're being sold from. Airport shops pay some of the highest commercial rents in the world, sometimes several times more than stores outside. Why? Because millions of travelers walk past these shops every single year. For shop owners, that's an opportunity worth paying a premium for. But if the rent is higher, the shop has only one way to recover that money. And that's exactly why that simple bottle of water suddenly costs 3, 4, or even 5 times more than it does outside the airport. But rent is only part of the story, because before that bottle even reaches the shelf, it has already passed through one of the most expensive supply chains in retail. Getting a bottle of water into an airport isn't as simple as delivering it to your local supermarket. Before any product reaches a shop, it goes through multiple security checks, inspections, and restricted access areas. Even the people working inside these shops need airport security clearance before they can start their shift. All of these extra steps cost time, money, and manpower, and eventually, someone has to pay for them. That someone is usually the passenger buying the product, so you're not just paying for a drink, you're paying for an entire system that keeps one of the busiest places on Earth running safely every single day. But even after all these costs, airports still have one final advantage, and it's the reason most travelers happily pay those prices without thinking twice. Now, here's the most fascinating part. Airport prices aren't just about higher costs, they're also about how people behave. Think about it. You're carrying luggage, watching the clock, checking your boarding gate, and trying not to miss your flight. When we're under pressure, our brains become less focused on saving money and more focused on saving time. That's called the convenience premium, the extra amount people are willing to pay simply because something is faster, easier, or closer. At that moment, convenience becomes more valuable than the price itself. And that's exactly why airports don't need to compete on price, because they're competing on something much more powerful: convenience. But does this mean every airport in the world is expensive? Surprisingly, no. And that's where the story takes one final twist. Here's the twist. Not every airport charges outrageous prices. Some airports actually limit how much shops can charge, making everyday items much more affordable for travelers. So the next time you buy something at an airport, remember, you're paying for far more than the product itself. You're paying for convenience, security, logistics, premium space, and one of the busiest transportation systems on Earth, because sometimes the most expensive thing you buy isn't the product. It's the convenience of getting it exactly when you need it. And now, the next time you walk through an airport, you'll know exactly what you're really paying for. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden science behind everyday life, subscribe to Reality Dissected for more documentaries that change the way you see the world.